Hey everyone, welcome back to Williamson Ridge Outdoors. I'm big into trying out all this new technology, but I am really old school. So I like gas chainsaws, and I don't think that you can really beat a gas chainsaw. But I've been trying out a lot of battery saws over the past few years, and every chance that I get, I purchase kind of the newest thing coming and going, and try to do good, fair, honest opinions, reviews and stuff on those, because I know there's a lot of people out there like me that do enjoy the peace and quiet of their property, and that's one reason we bought our property, is to enjoy the nice peace and quiet. So a lot of times, I want to be cutting firewood, or I might have a few things to do and maybe not just all day firewood production, or just have a random tree or something to cut out on the trail. And it's nice to have something that you can just go out there. You don't have to try to pull start it and warm it up and just go through all the process of doing that and putting gas in it. And, you just have it ready to go. And then whenever you need it, you just pull the trigger and it's on and it runs. I recently put out a video saying that the Ego 20-inch farm and ranch chainsaw was probably the best battery chainsaw that I have ever used. I stand by that comment. Now, I haven't used every battery chainsaw out there, but I did get another battery chainsaw that is in the same brand, and they say that this is actually their commercial grade. So let me show you the two saws, kind of show you a few of the differences real quick. I'm not going to go into deep detail on all this stuff, but we are going to take it down and try it out today, and I'm going to be using it just like I did the other saw, and I'm going to try to kind of put it towards like a fair test. I actually have a video showing how much production I got out of that other battery chainsaw in one day. And it was a huge amount just on 3 batteries on the saw. It was extremely impressive. So I wonder if the commercial grade will produce more or allow me to burn through batteries, without ever having to give the saw a rest or anything like that. So let's look at them here real quick. I'll show you what the differences are, and then we're going to go try out this 20-inch commercial battery chainsaw. So you can probably already see some of the differences straight off the bat with these two saws. So starting off, the residential saw has got plastic covers and stuff here. The handle is a plastic handle, and every bit of the body of the saw is plastic. While I'm fooling with these, I'm going to go ahead and pull the batteries out. Also, the chain on the farm and ranch saw is a 3/8 low profile 20-inch. And I bragged about this chain here being a nice aggressive chain, and it is more aggressive than pretty much any battery saw that I've had so far. But with that in mind, the commercial grade, we've got an aluminum handle. The chain cover here, I believe this is magnesium. And also the body of the saw down here, and you can see that nice aluminum handle. But the body of the saw and stuff here is actually metal also. I believe this is also magnesium. I have not looked at the manual or looked at the specs on this. They don't list this on the website of whether this is made out of magnesium or whatever it is. But it's either an aluminum or magnesium, either one. But the moral to it is that this is metal on the chain cover. The body here is metal, and it also has that aluminum handle on it. So the next thing too is that the bar and chain on this is a .325 pitch, 20-inch. And I believe this chain is just a bit more aggressive. I mean, they're both full chisel chains, but this one has just a little bit bigger teeth on it. And, it's going to give it a little bit more of a bite whenever you're cutting into something. Now, they both have the metal bucking spikes right here. But one big difference between this .325 bar and the 3/8 low profile is look at the size of the bar itself. Look how thick and fat the bar is, and even the nose is a lot bigger nose on it. These actually both do have greasable noses on them, which I'm really impressed with. It's hard to show this on the video, but this bar, we're looking about 2.5 inches, not including the chain, just the part, just the metal on the bar. And then this bar at the thickest part is a bar about 2 3/4. So it's about a 1/4 inch or so heavier or more meat to the bar. And that's just going to play into durability whenever you're sawing into a tree, you know, because you got, everything has just got more steel in it. So it gives you a little bit more rigidity whenever you're talking about a commercial grade saw. The Farm and Ranch saw comes with a 6 amp hour battery in the kit, and then the commercial saw comes with a 8 amp hour battery whenever you get it in the kit. So the next thing we got here, there's a couple features difference on the screens themselves. So the Farm and Ranch saw has a speed adjustment, and you can see you can adjust the speed there, and then it has your battery, and then it also has your headlight, and then a high beam on your headlight, and then that's pretty much all the adjustments you have here on this screen and all the readings you have. And it does have the little light that comes on whenever you have your chain locked or your bar locked or your brake on, whatever you want to call it. So on the commercial saw, there's actually an extra lever over here on the side. This one actually adjusts the speed of your saw. And then you also do have your headlight. So you can turn it off, you can turn it on, and high beam, and then off again. And then you've also got a electronic oiler, so you can adjust the amount of oil right here with a button that you want to go to your chain. It also has the light up here that shows if your chain brake is on, and then a load meter that was going to show you basically how much load you got on your saw as you're cutting. So the more load you have, the more heat you build. So I don't know if this is something that'll shut the saw off if you're maxing it out, or just showing you that you're using a lot of battery. I apologize for the flashy screen. I have adjusted my camera to every setting it has and cannot get that to stop flashing there, but the screen does not flash. It is solid as can be whenever you're looking at it with your eye. It just shows up that way on the camera. One last thing I did want to tell is the weight of them. I am surprised, but the weight of the commercial saw, it feels heavier, but it's only heavier by 1 pound. So the Farm and Ranch was 19 pounds, like 2 ounces, and the commercial saw is 20 pounds, 2 ounces. So like I say, it's right at 1 pound difference. Well, I thought I had some logs that were a little bit bigger than this and longer than this to work on. But this is the only logs I've got right at the moment to be able to try this saw out on. So we're going to make do with what we got for right now. But we will have a whole bunch of stuff coming up because I have got some huge oak trees that I need to cut down, which will be a really good test for a commercial grade saw. I am going to be running this on the fastest setting. And it does run fast. It has got a really fast chain speed. Wow. That's quick. I'll move on over here to this larger piece. And just to show you, this piece is bigger than the bar. This is a large piece of wood. that thing makes the wood chips fly. This is going to be some good stuff for our Eastonmade wood splitter. Run through that box wedge. This is right in a big old split or fork in the tree, so this thing is a really big piece right here. Man, this thing is putting out the sawdust. Whew, that's a heavy piece. So I had to go, obviously, from both sides on that. Again, to compare the bar, 20-inch bar. I mean, it's only reaching about 3/4 of the way across. That is a large, large chunk of wood. I have to say this saw really sawed through that really well. I was able to bog it down and almost stall it out a time or two. But the way when you're cutting across those crotches like that, you're sometimes hitting the cross grain and stuff, and it starts chipping into, you know, that really fine sawdust and makes it seem like it's your chain is dull whenever it's actually not. And once you get past those really hard sections, then it takes off and really chews through it. But I was having to put a little bit of pressure on it, you know, to kind of get it through those really tough spots. But then once it would get through there, man, the you know, the wood chips, the slivers would just start flying out of it again, almost such that it would actually clog up a little bit and then spit them out. So look at the shavings here. You got a little bit of that fine dust mixed in here, but then for the most part where it was really cutting good, you've got some nice big chips here. That really makes cutting fast, plus that chain speed is super fast on this thing. You can see where the battery's at. After the cuts that we've already made, the battery has lost 1 bar so far, and it matches on the screen on the saw itself. So first impressions of this Ego 56-volt commercial battery chainsaw. I have to say I am very impressed with it. I definitely believe that it's on the right track for a commercial saw, but that'll be in a coming video soon, because I want to take this saw and pretty much spend an entire day running it and basically doing the same test that I did with the other saw and see if this thing is really commercial grade or whether a person could possibly use this on a job site all day long. So with all that being said, make sure to follow along for more on this Ego 56-volt commercial battery chainsaw. This is a long-term review on this saw too, so you will see this saw come up months down the road, even after our initial testing, because I want to let you know how this battery equipment holds up, and especially whenever somebody claims that it is a commercial grade. Commercial to me is something you can take out on a job site, use it all day long, every day, and it be fine. And this does have a 2-year commercial warranty on it. So with that in mind, it should be able to go out and perform essentially 8 hours a day on the job site. So, like I say, we're going to test that out. Follow along with us. Thanks for checking out the video today, and until next time, I'll see you outdoors.